This is Debs from Lucy's Library, coming to you with a story that wrecked me. And I will say, just real quick, that there is a death in the book, although that's not the part that wrecked me, but I just want you to know, in case that's a problem for your kids. This is the Junkyard Wonders by Patricia Polacco, and this is a story from her own life. And she had dyslexia. She was labeled in school, and her mom and dad let her go spend a school year at Grandma and Grandpa's to see if she would thrive better there. So you can imagine how upset she was to get to school the first day and find that she was put in a special needs class again. And the teacher announces the first day that their class is called the Junkyard. And of course they take some teasing because the special needs kids are easy targets by bullies. And public schools just are too big to notice when this stuff happens. So the day that happened, all that bullying, that day Mrs. Peterson could see that we were badly shaken. Gibby finally spoke up. "Miss Peterson," he said, "we're all junkyard kids, even though you try to make us feel better about it. We're throwaways, junk, and everyone knows it." "Oh, my dear, that's where you are wrong," she said wistfully. "Every one of you is my wonder. Don't you realize what a junkyard really is?" "A place for things that nobody wants," Jody answered. "Oh, it is a place full of wondrous possibilities. What some see as bent and broken throwaways are actually amazing things waiting to be made into something new, something unexpected, something surprising." And then she tells them to get their coats because they are all going to walk to the junkyard. And the kids each had a group that they were in called their tribe. And her tribe decides to get this plane because she has instructed them to find something they can make new. And at the last hour of every day, the different tribes get to work on their projects. And so these are some of the other amazing things that the kids made. And her group, this boy was just so passionate about how he could make up that plane. And they did. But it couldn't fly because it's just a model plane. But the boy said, "I know it can fly if we have this engine, and we don't have enough money for it." So the parents and the families have bake sales and stuff and raise money for that engine. And they get a chance to make it fly. And they were just always dreaming that it would go to the moon someday. And so it's just a really good story about how kids just have more in them than they realize. And the part that wrecked me, though, was not the little boy in their class dying. The part that wrecked me was at the very end when she says that in her little tribe, one of the kids grew up to have a major role in the American Ballet. Another one went off to be a textile designer in Paris. And one worked for NASA. And the boy who worked for NASA still had a picture that his dad took of his tribe. And he put it in one of the Apollo missions. So they all really did go to the moon. And it's just such a beautiful story of how even the most looked over kids can be great. And that's so how the kingdom of God is. So how the kingdom of God is. Nobody is beneath God's notice, and they shouldn't be beneath ours.